Good evening, Dynasty darlings. Make some noise for me. That's right. My name is Dax. I'll be your technical navigator for tonight's show. We're just so pleased to have you here in our nearly 98-year-old theater tonight. All right, we're going to have a hell of a show. Who's ready to get it started? The George Lucas Talk Show.
Retired filmmaker George Lucas.
What's that?
If you yell something, you gotta say it now.
We'll get into it. We'll get into it.
Wow.
Right into the news. We're here to provide escapist entertainment for you. And you want to rip from the headlines.
Welcome to George Lucas Talk Show After Dark. This is not the normal George Lucas Talk Show.
It's very different.
It's extremely different. We do different things, and it's a different vibe. It's a late night vibe. Anything can happen.
Yep.
We took a question right off the bat from an audience member. That's not
We never
normal.
do that.
No.
That's not normal for the show. For those of you who didn't hear, they asked, is Watto dead? Use your eyes. Does this look like a Force ghost to you?
Live and thriving.
For those of you, I heard someone say in disbelief, what?
Yeah.
Some of you might not have heard the news last week. There was a leak of a Star Wars comic in which Darth Vader appears to be killing Watto.
This is very real.
We have not had a lot of Watto news over the run of this show. I would caution you, as I have nothing to do with this story, but I would caution you this. This is my take based on a preview page. I have not read the full context of the comic. We don't know the full story.
Let's make this clear. It's a two-panel preview we've seen.
Yeah.
That explains.
First panel, I'll be Darth Vader.
Okay.
He's going, yeah.
But there's like a caption that explains, like, Darth went back to Tatooine to take care of some unfinished business.
Yeah.
To take his revenge.
To take his revenge.
Yeah.
What do you think unfinished business is, Patrick? Revenge.
Revenge. Revenge.
Right? All right,
Okay.
You see Darth Vader, he's going, wah, and he's throwing the Force choke, and Watto,
I'm playing the role of Watto.
all right?
Okay.
Watto's going like this.
Ah!
All right, and the next panel, we cut to a giant reflective Vader eye. Like the camera is right in on Vader's eye, and we see the reflection of Watto's face.
Ah!
All right, so a lot of people are like, oh, Watto's dead. Watto's dead. R.I.P. Watto. This was a trending topic on the internet. Watto's dead.
Hey, let's acknowledge that. With everything going on in the world today,
Yeah.
R.I.P. Watto was
Yeah.
a trending topic.
Yes. People were like, this is the worst January. And
Enough is enough.
but I wanna point something out. What's something that doesn't work on Watto? Jedi mind tricks,
Jedi
which are
mind
part
tricks.
of the Force.
Yep.
All right, it's just part of the package. When you get the Force, you get a lot of perks.
Yep.
Jedi mind tricks, that's one of the perks
They
of the
don't
Force.
work on me, only money.
They don't work on him. And so what I suggest we might be seeing in those two panels is two bad guys, right? Darth Vader's bad. Watto, you're bad but a little funny, right?
Bad, but little fun.
Bad but a little funny. All right? What I suggest is that Darth Vader, I mean, Anakin didn't like Watto that much.
No.
But Darth Vader's a bad guy. I think he likes Watto. I think he went to Tatooine, and I think they engaged in a little bit of consensual force choking, a little bit of consensual force play. So it's like,
Watto.
And
and then we cut to panel two, not screaming, moaning. Now this is just, I'm a storyteller. I've been in the business a long time. This is just my take. This is what I call them like I see them.
now this is the thing. People are saying, oh no, Watto,
Oh no, Watto.
victim of death.
That's right.
No,
No.
beneficiary of
Pleasure.
le petit mort,
Yeah. What the French call a little death.
the little death.
Yeah. Yeah. That's all.
Now, people might say this is a little saucy for the start of the show.
Yeah, but
But
this is after dark.
this is after
It's
dark.
gonna get saucy.
I'm Wolfman Watto.
I'm Wolfman George.
And people like to call us,
Hey, guys.
here in Los Angeles, they
hey,
call us by a
guys.
slightly different name. Here in Los Angeles, they call us by a slightly different
Oh,
name.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Here in Los Angeles, there's a special name that people call us. The
Two bastards.
Shout out to Dynasty Typewriter because we did not tell them you were going to do that, and they had the lights ready to go.
Yeah.
Of course they did. It's after dark. You gotta be ready for
Gotta be
anything.
ready for anything.
You gotta be ready to bring people out on the show. You gotta be ready for Seth Rogen.
Yeah, you gotta
Yeah.
be ready for Seth Rogen.
Seth Rogen.
Seth Rogen.
Let's call him out.
Seth Rogen.
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 Hi, Seth. Good to see you.
Only guess, only guess, only guess, only guess, only guess.
You know what happens when you say that? Jon Hamm comes out.
Wow.
Thank you.
Hi, fellas.
Hi.
Good to see you again.
It's great
John.
to see you again.
Yeah,
Great to see you again, Seth.
Yeah, good to see you, George.
Thanks for coming out late.
Watto, yeah.
Yeah.
Feels good. Feels good to be out.
We announced, Seth, that you were going to be on this show.
Yes.
John, you were a surprise guest.
Oh, okay.
Now, I want to apologize. We're thrilled to have you here. I think you heard the heroes welcome. This crowd is thrilled to have you here.
It's great to be here.
Yeah, great to be here.
You being here is the byproduct of a slight miscommunication. I have to tell you.
Wouldn't be the first time.
We booked Seth, right?
Yeah.
And we go, who else could we put on a dais with Seth? Someone who, we need a major star. We need a major star. And Patrick was saying, who could hold his own against Seth? And I said, let's get Hamm.
Yeah.
And Patrick writes back and he goes, great news. John said he's in.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I said, that is great news. I did mean John Ratzenberger, Hamm, the voice from Toy Story.
That's fair enough.
And I should have chosen to name the actor rather than the
You
character.
messed up.
We're
You messed
thrilled.
up.
Everyone benefited. It's a happy accident. But that must happen to you a lot.
All the time. All the time. All the time.
Yeah.
It's going to change the political discussion we were going to have. But that's all right. Anything can happen in After Dark. We were gonna really get into it, and we don't need to do that now. Patrick, what are you doing?
What am I? I'm just here for the ride, George.
No, you look focused. You look like you were thinking about something.
No, I was not even looking at you. I had my sunglasses on. You couldn't see me.
I had my sunglasses on. That's why I couldn't really see what you were doing.
Great. No, I'm just looking. I'm waiting to see what your first question's going to be, George.
I think George is calling out. You're not really approaching the show with After Dark energy.
Oh, because I'm leaning forward?
You got daylight energy.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, this is not. You can get as relaxed as you want to get in this version of the show.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. That's good, Seth.
Pretty fucking relaxed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Seth, you wrote about me in your book.
I did, yeah. You read that?
Yeah. Somebody told me you got to read this book. I said, why? They said, you'll find out.
Yeah.
Did you ever think about sending me a copy, maybe saying, take a look at this, give it a once-over?
Well, it was a story I had told, and I knew you were not fond of it. Going into the writing of the book, I had explicitly, heard that you did not like me telling the story, and that you publicly refuted that it was a true story, which I then publicly refuted that it was a true story and not a lie. But I thought I wouldn't ask your permission because I knew you would say no.
Well, I would like you to tell the story here tonight and then see what I do.
Well, you know the story. You were there.
Yeah, I know the story.
You were there.
I don't like this story.
No.
It did not happen.
Well, it did. Well, it did happen.
Listen.
George.
Okay. Well, all right. Well, I've told a few stories. I
Yeah.
told the story of.
You have
Luke
a whole
Scott-
museum dedicated to narrative arts.
That's right. All right. So there's all different kinds of stories. I'm a professional. I mean, we're professional storytellers. All right.
Yeah. You love stories.
Yeah. I loved when you told the
I mean,
story.
I'm right here.
Yeah. John.
Collectively, we are professional
Yes.
storytellers.
Yes.
Okay.
But John, you're more like a Harrison Ford. You're a craftsman.
A woodworker.
Storytellers. Yeah. Storytellers need Harrison Fords and
Raw
Jon
materials,
Hamms to
yes.
tell the story.
Okay.
All
I'll
right.
be the wood in your hands. Okay. I'm going to stick with that metaphor.
I've told the story, like, I'll give you a couple of examples. Like, I told the story of the Skywalker family. And I didn't tell the whole story. I told part of it, and then people finished it. But that was the story.
Kind of told the middle of the story.
Yeah.
Which is an unconventional part of the story to choose.
I told the beginning.
You did.
I told the beginning, and then I told the middle.
Beginning in Act 2 is kind of his thing,
Yeah,
but that's
that's-
okay.
And that story, I mean, it's not about the quality of the story, but it's just like, I didn't tell everyone that it really happened.
No, because it
All right?
didn't.
All right? I also tell a story sometimes about the man who made the stained glass in my museum, and how he
not your
cuckolded.
museum, in
He
your
cuckolded.
house.
The stained glass worker cuckolded me in my first marriage.
Come again?
Cuckolded me.
Okay.
You understand the concept of cuckoldry? I know you do. I know you
I do.
understand.
Yes, I do.
No, not
Well,
because
well,
you've been cuckolded,
Yeah.
but because in comedy everyone thinks that's funny.
It's because I'm a storyteller.
Yes. Now that's a true story. That's a true story. I commissioned this stained glass, this beautiful stained glass, and then I was cuckolded, and then I kept the stained glass. It's a true story. The story
You don't refute that story.
That's how you can trust me. That is why you can trust me when I say the story you told about me is closer to the story of Star Wars or Indiana Jones or Willow or Howard the Duck or Strange Magic or Radioland Murders, but not Red Tails, the brave story of the Tuskegee Airmen who helped defeat the Nazis in World War II. That's like the story of the man who made the stained glass. It's true.
And let's also, before we properly litigate this story, it must be acknowledged, you are a little biased. You played one of cinema's greatest cuckolders.
That is true. That is true.
You cucked George's buddy, Steve.
I cut Steven Spielberg.
Yeah. So there's a lot of elements at play
There
tonight.
is. So you know me as you have cuckolding associations with me,
Yeah.
obviously.
I had to watch my best friend make a movie
Yeah.
where you cuckolded his dad.
Where I fuck his mom.
Yeah. Now, I understand, like, I'm not naive, all right? I once saw part of a movie where Darth Vader fucked his daughter.
What?
There was-
Sorry, you once saw
hang on.
part
Sorry.
of a movie
Hold on, hold
where
on, hold
Darth
on.
Vader.
What, George?
You once saw part of a movie.
I did not watch the whole movie.
You
It
stopped
was a
at that.
pornographic film, is available, in which Darth Vader, in fairness, this was pre-Return of the Jedi, so I don't think the pornographers realized what they were doing.
Oh, it was an early one.
This is early in the telling of the story, and they just thought, wouldn't it be fun if this Sith Lord fucked a princess?
Wait a second, George.
What?
Seth also starred in a movie in which his character makes a Star Wars porno.
It's true.
Oh,
That
I
movie
know.
was called Schindler's List.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I wouldn't say I starred in it. I was an extra. Yeah,
All right. So we have a lot to unpack.
we
tonight,
do.
Seth.
We have a deep history. We have a sordid history. Yeah,
So tell your story.
it's our story.
All right. Okay.
Okay.
I'll take a co-writing
Because
credit
you
on
were
this.
there, and you did all the stuff in the story.
All right.
So as you remember,
Yeah.
we were at we were at Amblin. I was summoned to Amblin with my writing partner Evan Goldberg to meet with Steven Spielberg, and this was in 2011, which is important, as
Right.
you know.
Yeah.
In this story,
Right, because of the.
because it's a big element
That's
and it's a
right.
big thing for you.
Yeah.
So we arrive in Steven Spielberg's office, me and Evan, and his assistant.
Did you come by bicycle across the moon?
We did. We flew there.
It's an important.
That's how you
That's
get
how you
in.
get there.
You get in.
It's
Yeah.
like one way.
Yeah, you get it. You're
park
greeted by
right at
someone.
the
You park.
beginning of
You
Universal.
put on a
and then
bicycle.
You take the bicycle across
Yeah,
the moon. It's very sweet.
it's cool.
It's so cool.
It's very inefficient.
wildly inefficient.
Very inefficient. But we were there, and someone came in and said that Steven is going to be in a minute, and he's with. And George Lucas is with him.
Because we're best friends.
Yes, because they're best. Because they're, and that's what the woman said too, is because they're absolutely best friends.
Yeah.
And
We're like the two guys in Superbad.
yeah, exactly. Which one do you think you are?
One guess.
Also, in this scenario, is Brian De Palma McLovin?
And so me and Evan look at each other and we're like, oh my fucking God, we're about to meet George Lucas and Steven Spielberg. And minutes later, who comes into the office but not you and Steven Spielberg? At which point, Steven Spielberg, as you recall, says, I have to make a phone call. George, this is Seth and Evan. At which point you sat down, clearly having no idea who we were or why we were there. We were just two men sitting across from you on a couch.
I just don't
You
want
remember-
to freak you out by quoting a bunch of Freaks and Geeks stuff.
Yeah, that's it.
This guy's going to lose it
Yeah.
if I start singing like a bad version of Sunshine of Your Love.
I would have been flattered.
I know.
But then so we asked you how you were doing, at which point you had a look of immense concern come across your face and you told us, well, not good, because 2012 is very fast approaching. And as you know, the world is going to end in 2012. At which point, me and Evan laughed. and then quickly realized you were not joking. And we said, what do you mean by that, George? And George, you said, the world is going to end in 2012. There's going to be massive earthquakes. The fault lines are going to split. And the whole world will end, and the seas will readjust the shorelines. At which point I jokingly said, good thing you live at Skywalker Ranch, which I think is on the other side of the major fault line. At which point you said, with no humor, exactly.
Not only a professional storyteller, but a prophylactic real estate man. That's what really you are.
And also, and meanwhile, at this moment, and this is painful to tell you, but Steven was on the phone sort of behind you. He sees the conversation that's happening, and he signals to me and Evan from over your shoulder. He goes, and he does which means this guy talks a lot and he says crazy shit. And and then, the phone call ended and Steven sort of ushered you out. You remember this, I'm sure, and said, we got business to talk about, George. Time for you to go. At which point you awkwardly got up. I remember, again, the proportions of it was like 80% flannel, 20% denim. The torso to leg proportions were alarming. And it could have you could have just been wearing your pants low that day, and you wear your shirt long as some do, and you left. And I remember at the end, Steven said, "We got to talk about movies now," and you said, "I'm but a humble toy maker," and then saw yourself out. And I remember thinking that you maybe had a spaceship. Because I remember thinking, this guy's rich, you're rich,
Yeah.
you legitimately seem to have thought the world was going to end in 2012. You like spaceships and stuff. And so I thought if anyone has a spaceship to escape the world, it was you. And you didn't invite us on it, which was a bummer. And then I told this story on a talk show, at which you probably or someone in your orbit saw.
Someone in
A
my
rival
orbit.
talk
Yes.
show, to be clear.
Yes, a
One
rival
of our
talk show.
competitors.
It was not this
That
one.
was mostly why he was mad.
Yeah.
It was on a different show.
And then you released a statement saying the story was a lie through your reps. And then I went back and then I wrote a chapter in my book about how you're lying.
Right.
And how the story's not a lie.
I'm building a museum. And there's going to be a room in the museum devoted to refuting this story. Now, you're a clever man. You're a clever storyteller, and you're a funny guy.
Thank you.
Yeah. And you, Seth, because you know that the way to sell a lie is to wrap it in truth. I did say I'm but a humble toy maker. That is my classic exit line.
That is what you say.
That's how I
You
get
leave
out of almost every room. Yeah, when it's time to go.
And then you pretend to wind yourself up and you
Yeah.
walk out like that.
Before getting on the bike and pedaling across the moon,
Yeah, the moon
back to
out
the
of the
parking
office.
lot.
Also, I wore my pants like that back then because that's how everybody was wearing them.
It's true.
It's pretty cool. And this, it's just saying this guy likes Donald the Daffy Duck. And he's got a million ideas.
This guy likes to talk about all of his
Yeah.
ideas.
Yeah.
That's a really versatile hand signal. If you can simultaneously communicate that you like both Donald and Daffy Duck.
I
Well,
remember.
I would think we'd be remiss to not include Howard in that
Guy loves
trifecta
ducks.
of ducks.
That's what he was saying. Probably this guy loves ducks.
Howard the Duck
They had a whole
makes
movie-
a lot of
whole
wind-up
movie about him.
toys.
Here's what I remember from that day. All right, and
It was a wind-up gesture. That's what
right.
it was.
Look at that. Here's what I remember from that day.
I'd love to hear.
And I'm 80, so
Yeah.
you know I'm not going to get every detail exactly right. All right, but I remember there was a movie coming out called 2012,
Yep.
I-
That was in the zeitgeist. Yeah.
and I remember I was talking about there's this movie coming out, and I just was summarizing what I thought might happen in the movie.
No.
And I remember there were a couple of stoners coming into the office, and just started getting lost in my web of. And I thought I should stop summarizing this movie because I think these guys are having an old-fashioned freak out.
Seth, in retrospect, don't you remember that when George was issuing his warnings, he kept invoking President Danny Glover,
Yes, he did.
a limo driver played by John Cusack,
Yeah. I do remember.
Amanda Peters' ex-wife who he asked to merge and mend the relationship with.
Woody Harrelson?
Yes!
Yes.
Woody Harrelson plays a sort of, I don't know,
Kind of a weird, like a
George
rating,
Lucas-esque
yes, that's
character
right.
who's convinced the world's about to
Somehow
win.
that cabinet isn't weirder than the one we have now. That's
Now
I'm very familiar with the film 2012, George.
right, but
As
back,
is Watto, obviously.
yeah,
And Adam Lambert's original song, Time for Miracles, snubbed!
Snubbed. Snubbed.
snubbed. Snubbed.
It's true.
It's true. It's true that was a real movie and the Academy didn't nominate it in any category.
John.
George.
It's so I have so much respect for you, and I don't say that to a lot of actors.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm a big Mad Men fan. I like it.
Thank you.
But
Thank
I like
you.
that you can be serious, but also be funny.
Appreciate that.
Think you're handsome. Have you allowed any of the companies to scrape you for your acting?
Haven't been scraped yet. I'm looking forward to it.
Have you been mocapped? Have you been
Haven't been mocapped.
You
haven't been
mocapped?
scraped.
I thought you hadn't been mocapped. That's interesting. A lot of actors have been mocapped.
I am analog, fully analog at this point. I did do a movie a long time ago that was based on a sci-fi novel from the 50s that talks all about this. It was me and Robin Wright. It was animated film, and the name of it is escaping me, which is so unfortunate. The Congress. Thank you very much.
Wow.
Give him
My
a
agent
prize,
is here.
George.
Thank you. And it was exactly about that, about how Robin Wright played a big movie star, and they capture her essence and they digitize it, and they actually in this thing it was a pharmacological drug that they gave everybody that made you imagine these wonderful stories, but now they can just do that through AI. And
It sounds like what happened to Seth when he came to
a little
meet
bit.
with-
There's a reason I brought it up. Yes, sir.
Oh boy. Boy.
You said that stuff, George. You for real thought the world was going to end.
I do think it will end.
You thought it would end.
No, I knew it would. No,
13 years ago.
No. Why? If I thought it was going to end, why did I work so hard to make Strange Magic? Why would I?
The world,
why would I-
the world may
great
never
question.
know the answer to
Yeah.
that question.
Why at the time, if I thought I was in my final days, would I be devoting so
That
much
happened.
energy?
Freddie Mercury was like buying art and shit right until he was dying, man. Which is exactly the same thing.
Seth, have you seen Strange Magic?
I don't think I have seen Strange
Well,
Magic.
let's put a pin in that. But
What's it about?
It is the work of someone who thinks they are going to live forever. It is not doomsday art.
When I sold Lucasfilm to Disney,
Yeah.
one of the conditions was you have to finish this movie that is a CGI animated jukebox musical about fairies who live in the woods.
And when he says jukebox, he means his iPod. He handed his iPod.
It was the
to
songs that were on
filmmakers.
my iPod.
And
Yes.
what were the songs?
I like Bad Romance by Lady Gaga, stuff like that.
Sounds like a bit. It's very real. Sugar Pie Honey Bunch.
Yeah.
Strange Magic, of course.
Somebody to love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who are the fairies?
Oh, all sorts of people. We got Alan Cumming, we got Maya Rudolph, we
Evan
got
Rachel
Kristen
Wood,
Chenoweth.
Bob Einstein's final
Yeah.
role.
Yeah.
Oh no.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
That's what did him in.
I'll take it.
I'll take
He was adamant. He said, I don't want to do anything after this.
This is it.
This is what I want to be remembered
Call it a
for.
day.
Cut the check and pull the plug. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
I think you convinced
Super
him the world
Dave
was going
out.
to end anyway.
Yeah. No, I would not have wasted my time on an unfinished Strange Magic. That film went on to become the lowest grossing animated movie to ever open on 3,000 screens.
It was a contractual necessity that in order to gain Star Wars, they had to release Strange Magic wide. And Strange Magic, I believe, came out 3 weeks after Force Awakens broke every box office record.
I
And
broke
yet
records in both directions that year.
Found its own record to break.
Record's a record.
You bookended records.
That's right.
Yes. I would be remiss if I didn't mention, just because I can tell the audience is buzzing. We don't try to book theme shows here, but there's obviously quite a big reunion happening between the two of you.
Yep.
Seth and I?
Well, yeah, of course.
Or George and I?
I mean, I'm looking here at Boat Captain and Handsome Ogre from Shrek the Third.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, you're
Well,
right.
Thank you.
Tell me, did you guys play a lot of pranks on set?
All the time.
Yeah, the fun thing about being in an animated film is it's like a family.
Yeah. Play a lot of pranks.
You just grow to know each other so well.
Really do.
Over the course of your intermittent hour-long sessions. Over the course of 2.5 years.
When was the last Shrek reunion? We all got together.
I mean, they were
Eddie and Mike.
They were biannual for a while.
Wait, no, is
Mike,
biannual mean
Eddie.
twice a year or every 2 years?
Biannual is twice a year. Biennial is every 2 years.
All right.
Are
Holy
you guys
shit.
going to be in Trek 5?
I hope so. They
Fucking better
gotta
be.
get from point A to point B somehow.
Exactly.
I know a captain with quite
That's
a
when you
boat.
call the ship captain.
Yeah.
Wait, George, you were saying, are you hungry? You were saying earlier you wanted popcorn.
Well, by the way, I have this Star Wars themed brew, this India Pale Ale that came from Alpha Acid Brewing Co.
Yeah.
in San Francisco, but I feel like I
Dynasty
could
has
use a little base
really
of
good food. They have popcorn. They have really good
Can we
soda.
get some popcorn
I wouldn't
on
mind some
stage?
popcorn.
Is there
to be
any other
honest.
food back there?
What? What?
Is there any other food?
What?
Hang on 1 second. Wait 1 second.
What?
I have the snacks.
What is this?
There you go. Snack. You want a snack?
Is that? Do my eyes deceive me, George?
I think that's our friend Stephen Charleston.
Be right
Now-
there. 1 second.
John and Seth, I don't think you've met Stephen Charleston. He's
No.
someone that befriended the show during lockdown.
John, I am very confident you haven't met Stephen Charleston.
No. I think you might know his roommate. Steven,
Who's his roommate?
have you met John?
Nope.
Nice to meet you, Steven. Oh, yeah, you look great.
Thank you.
Looking good. It's been a
I'm
minute.
Seth. What's up? You too. Hi, a pleasure.
That's Stephen Charleston.
These guys I know.
Hey,
You know us.
This
this,
guy I know.
this motherfucker right there.
This guy.
This motherfucker.
Steven lives with Rich Sommer, who of course you were on Mad Men.
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah, I never got a chance to get over to Rich's.
Oh, thank you, Stephen.
No, Heath, we haven't seen you around the old homestead.
No,
lately, huh?
no, not yet.
These are food-grade tongs.
Well, thank you. Yeah, of course.
They did ask that we try not to get pickle juice on the carpet.
Steven, I simply must ask, what makes
hey,
them...
Watto, what's up, man?
This motherfucker. Steven, I have to ask.
Yeah.
What makes them food grade?
Thank you.
Rigorous use.
Steven loves pickles. That's like his.
Oh, yeah, that's my thing.
Stephen, no.
What's the matter?
Not on mine. This is decorative and ceremonial.
The paper towel?
The paper towel. There is a valuable book under here written by my wife. My wife specifically said, don't let Stephen Charleston get pickle juice on my book.
But that's what the paper towel's for.
I know, but you understand, it's
what
a
the
thin
paper
layer of
towel's for.
absorption. Stephen. No.
Yeah, double it up.
Stephen,
Double it right up.
Stephen.
Two-ply.
Yeah. No.
There you go.
Two-ply.
Stephen.
Right there on the knee, Steve.
There you
Thank
go.
you very much. Beautiful.
There you are.
And Steven, I want to be clear. Do you have 12 jars of pickles?
Yeah.
Well,
Do we have to eat all of those
That looks
right
like
now?
Costco grade, Steven.
I'm down to 10.
How are you down to 10?
So just quick crash course. Steven lives on Rich Sommer's couch. He sometimes claims ownership of Rich's children. He's
Doesn't
always
go
shirtless.
well.
He's always got the towel on his head, and this fucker lives for pickles.
That's kind of the whole thing.
That's the whole thing.
That's pretty much everything.
That's pretty. It's delivering on all those promises so far.
Now,
Stephen.
is this an American pickle or?
These are Mount Olive
North Carolina.
kosher baby
That's American.
dills
That's American.
made with sea salt.
Very confident today, Steven.
The swagger
Yeah,
on
got a
this
little,
fucking guy.
cock of the walk.
Do you have any questions?
For whom? For
anybody?
me?
No, for him. Not for you.
Oh.
Do you have any questions for you? Do you have any questions for people on the panel?
Wait a second. I want to know if Steven has any questions for himself. I don't think we should move on from this.
I'm
is
willing
an
to bet he
interesting-
might. I bet he does.
It's an interesting opportunity.
Yeah, I would be asking myself some questions.
Steven, what have you always
Starting with
wanted?
the 4 W's. Maybe the first one. Why?
What have you always wanted to ask yourself?
Oh, boy. Dude, I wasn't ready for this opportunity. Huh.
You can think
I
about
guess
it.
Well, the why is a good start. I mean, the why, we were all together for the genesis of this.
Yeah.
Of me.
Yeah.
Of us.
Yeah.
Not all of us. These guys weren't there.
No.
No.
They were probably busy making Shrek the Third.
We were on set playing pranks.
All I remember just before I walked in was I think Rich was on your show,
Yeah.
and someone pointed out that he had exactly 68 credits on IMDb, and if he were to perhaps indulge himself in another character, it would be his 69th.
Which is really funny. And we realized, of course, him being on the talk show didn't count as a credit. It would go to self rather than actor.
Right.
Yeah.
He would need to embody a new persona.
Wait a second, but that doesn't explain why you're here.
No. I'm just trying to work it back.
It's actually, now I'm realizing it's a funny coincidence. We had that conversation.
It raises more questions than it answers.
No, but we had that conversation. Rich kind of said, well, too bad. He went to the bathroom. And then a minute later, you came on screen.
Yep. And I do recall, this was something, I was telling Patrick today.
Don't touch me, please. Don't touch me.
I was watching back. It's so rare we're in the same room.
I know. It's
Patrick,
funny.
come on.
I was watching back. our first conversation, and someone asked me, "Hey, Steven, why is that towel on your head?" And I believe my response was, "You know how sometimes you go to put on a shirt, but instead you accidentally put a towel on your head?"
Classic Charleston.
That was almost 5 years ago today. Hey, buddy.
Right, buddy. Right, buddy. Do you have any questions for John or Seth? Thank you, Otto.
I was going to ask about the story about George, but it was all true, I heard. So.
True story. That happened to me.
Nope. Other than
Great,
that,
you're
no.
good. Thanks.
I'll just watch from here.
John, what was Steven's roommate like on set?
That guy has an improv background. He must have been playing pranks.
No. It was not necessarily. Listen, Rich, a committed actor, a lovely man, wonderful father, often nude, which was something nobody asked for. But a phenomenal contribution to the cast and to the attitude on set, and I consider a good friend. Such a good friend that I'm shocked, in fact, that I have not met his roommate of what I'm guessing is at least 5 years.
You guys met at a New Girl premiere party, I think, right?
Was it New Girl? Yeah, it was
It was New Girl. Yeah.
You remember that, John? I'm
Of
sure.
course.
Yeah.
Gosh.
Not us, John.
No.
We've never met.
Right.
Rich and I.
I see. Right. They had met at the
Yeah,
New
yeah.
Girl
Yep.
premiere. Which, again, I'm really worried about the timeline, but
Don't sweat it.
I won't.
It all makes sense.
Later.
John, were you at the New Girl premiere party?
I was not.
Okay.
Fortunately. But so many friends involved with the New Girl. So I'm sure there could have been a meeting in passing. I probably would have recognized you. Had this been your signature look for some time.
Maybe it's the sunglasses.
Maybe. Go ahead and
Take
take
them
those
off.
off. Go ahead and take those off
Well,
real
they're
quick.
clip-ons.
Oh yes.
Hey.
There we go.
I mean,
There you go.
you really did.
I will
luck-
say, you're starting to look a little more familiar.
Well, you know when you you have a dog.
I do have a dog.
Right. Well, and sometimes you're like, man, God, we almost look. I'm like, that dog almost looks like me.
Oh, I say dogs look like their owners, and
Yeah.
you look like your roommate.
Yep.
I see. I'm getting it.
Yeah. Like I said, it all comes out in the wash. Does anyone need more pickles? Otto? Ooh, it's real sweaty on the back of that chair.
Yeah, you could see that.
Hey, George, you don't have to protectively set your arm over the book as I approach. I'm not gonna ruin it.
No, I know. I know.
George, do we maybe want to pass the book to our guests? That way it takes it off the desk in the pickle splash zone, but it also allows John and Seth to learn about this wonderful new publication.
Right. I don't know if you know about my wife's book, Priceless Facts About Money.
Melody Hobson.
It's a children's book. 2 days ago, or yesterday, Oprah posted on the grid, on the main picture with my wife and the book. It's one of Oprah's favorite things. It's just got all sorts of facts about.
It's a children's book about money.
That's right.
It's got a quote on the back from the president of J.P. Morgan Chase.
Yeah.
It does.
And Reese
not
Witherspoon.
all.
And Reese Witherspoon.
I mean, kids love finance.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, J.P. Morgan Chase is kind of a fun name. It sounds like a children's character, right?
The J.P. Morgan Chase could be like a soapbox rally or some shit.
Yeah, I like his name because it sounds fast.
Speaking of fast, another blurb is from a 7-time Formula One drivers champion, Lewis Hamilton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's a joint blurb from Kate Capshaw and Steven Spielberg.
That's
Couldn't
right.
even give him his own blurb.
Well, after he made that movie about how you cuckolded his dad,
Yeah.
he started to get a little bit nervous. Maybe.
I bet they were like, hey, George wants us to do a blurb. And he went,
I'll bet you $1 million. I'll take that bet.
Oh, I bet you will.
Is that another bet? Is that $2 million? Are we up to $2 million bet?
I'll make you $1 million bet.
Okay, Seth, call Steve right now.
He's your best friend. You call him.
No.
He's your best friend.
Oh.
He is your best friend.
I know. I call him all the time.
Yeah, exactly. So call him.
No, he knows I'm doing the show.
Yeah.
So he won't pick up. He'll call the police
He'll
and say,
pick up.
Say anything about Spielberg, he's got boundaries.
Yeah.
Yeah.
George, can you do us a favor?
Yeah.
Can you just read your most recent text exchange with Steve? Because I right before the show, you were like, hold on, I just got to get back to Steve. I want to know what the last thing you said to him was,
Right.
and vice versa.
I said, hey, Steve, getting ready to do the show. We got Seth R. from Fableman on the show. And then he responded with a crazy liar emoji.
I tell you, those new gen emojis are real, man. They'll do anything.
He's good at them, too. He's
Yeah.
really good.
Really
at
good.
them. Yeah.
The creativity is off the chart.
Steve knows exactly where to play. Like, he has an unerring impulse, an instinct for where to place the emoji.
The emoji in the frame.
Like, you just like, sometimes he'll send a text and you won't even realize it's a oneer until you're like halfway into it.
For sure.
And you're like, I thought this was 8 separate texts.
No, it's one
But
text.
it's more just that, like, he'll sort of like, there's 8
He'll
movements
just
within
hide the cut
text.
points. He'll hide the cut points.
Yeah.
Someone
Yeah.
will open a book or close a curtain. It's
No,
really nice.
No, John, no cut points.
No
it's
cuts.
that
It's reframing.
It's reframe exactly.
Yeah.
Spoken.
Yeah.
Oh, spoken like a Fableman vet. You know
Oh, yeah.
exactly.
I know. I
gotta
cucked him
ask.
in one shot, but it looked like 5.
I am amazed that this is a story of money from the beginning of time to the coins in your couch, and it is 73 pages long.
Yeah.
Oh,
It really seems like they skipped a couple.
no. My wife knows that speed is good. She goes fast. Because I was like, I kept saying, you got to make the. I gave her.
Why
a few
don't you
notes.
give us another example of how your wife knows speed is good? Or going fast.
Listen to me. I gave her a couple of notes on the book, and I kept saying the same thing: faster and more intense, faster and more intense. And you're right. It goes from the beginning of time to right now when you have the coins in your. Do you have a couch, John?
I do.
Do you have coins in it?
I'm sure.
All right. That's where the book ends.
God bless it. It's impressive.
Yeah.
Give, save, spend.
Give, save, spend.
Give, save, spend.
Reese Witherspoon liked it.
That's right.
So what the fuck else is there to say?
There you go.
There's no greater gift than a financial education.
Now,
Maybe a pony.
Seth, I simply must ask.
Please.
Of course.
You must like this, Watto, as a money man.
Please. I did a little bit uncredited.
Feels like it
punch-up
might be
on
a
that.
companion book coming out. Watto's priceless.
I loved it.
Oh,
yeah.
you like money. Yeah.
You're mentioning Reese Witherspoon's endorsement of the book,
I am.
which was greatly appreciated.
Oh, yeah.
We have to say you are a little biased, though.
I am.
Well, of course, you played Bob in Monsters vs.
I
Aliens.
did.
Another DreamWorks film. In which
It was.
Reese
Were you in that,
Witherspoon
too? No.
No.
Played a giant woman. I have to ask, did you and Reese play any pranks on
We
set?
did all the time. Often. I'd send a marching band into her recording booth.
Funny.
She'd send a mariachi band into mine. It's a bummer. It is funny. It's funny how like George Clooney played one fucking prank in 1993. And every entertainment journalist, which you are, Watto, I put you in with them.
First and foremost.
Very,
First and
very
foremost.
clearly.
Alien Jew second.
I usually say flying space too,
I
but
say flying space Jew
tomato,
second.
tomato. Yeah.
Entertainment journalist first.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess, on the set of the fucking Peacemaker or some shit, George Clooney did something funny. And ever since then,
There's
Yeah,
a,
but Leslie Nielsen always had that fart machine.
oh, he did have a fart machine.
So it's like before that, probably.
I love.
can't argue with that.
Seth,
You know what? You're right.
Feels like it could be the second book about pranks, from the fart machine to the George Clooney
Ooh,
prank
I like that. I like
to the
it.
coins in your couch.
Seth, I love that you invoked the very first DreamWorks film in the
Yes.
show.
Exactly.
My buddy Steve's big
Your best
studio.
friend Steven.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's the S. How come it wasn't SKGL?
Because I already have my own stuff.
But did they ask you to be part of DreamWorks?
Yeah.
And you said no.
I said, no, I got my own thing. I said, what's the first movie? They said Peacemaker. I said, you guys can do that. You don't. I said, can we do a digital George and a digital Nicole? And they said, oh, we're not there yet. I said, well, I am. Sorry, guys. I got Jar Jars to make right now. That was my feeling. You know, they do it their own way. You know, Steve likes film. He likes celluloid. So we are different. We're not the same. He likes the full color Norman Rockwells. I like the black and white pencils that begin it. We're different. We're
And
different
by the
people.
way, it's a two-way street. Because Steven asked George, do you want to be part of DreamWorks? He said, I have my own thing. A couple years later, George goes, hey, I'm getting ready, prequel trilogy. Here's the pitch. I do episode 1, you do episode 2. And Steve said, I got my own thing.
Yeah.
And that's true. That is true.
That's true.
Well, everything I've said in the show is true.
Yeah.
I hate that we've had to add this disclaimer now that you've brought your lies to town. Steven, you weren't here before. I don't know if you remember.
I heard it. I was in the vestibule for a long time.
Very long time.
From
With your
roughly
pickles.
just before these two guys came on stage.
Hence the sweat.
I'm not mad. Hey, I'm not mad. I'm not mad. I'm good,
Yeah.
man. I'm good.
Am I gonna get a text about this later?
No.
Okay. John, what's going on with Landman? Tell us about Landman, John. How's he doing? I heard the ending was a little rough for you. What's going on?
Hold on, wait. We're not doing
That was
Landman.
a hard pivot.
We're talking about Landman.
Patrick, we had a
How
big.
is he doing?
Patrick and I had a big fight about this earlier. I said we are not doing Landman spoilers during the show, and I think you're coming dangerously close.
No spoilers.
We got an audience full of people with Paramount Plus subscriptions who have not finished Landman.
Okay.
Have you
All
not
right.
noticed the amount of people in this crowd with hiking and climbing equipment ready to scale the mountain? Landman on Paramount Plus. It's
I
a
got it.
joke I made in the
I got
early
it.
show that I repeated now.
That's good.
It's it works.
John,
Yes.
at the end of Top Gun Maverick,
Okay.
spoiler.
Yeah, you have had
Did
more than.
Landman die?
No, I'm moving
At
off
the
of
end of
Landman.
Top Gun.
Although I will say, Top Gun Maverick, also there for those brave enough to climb the mountain on Paramount
Paramount
Plus.
Plus. Thank you very much.
At the end of Top Gun Maverick, spoiler, Maverick pulls it off. Right? And your character is standing there at the control tower, and you see the planes going, what's going on? And you sort of stand up in the frame, hero shot, and you go, Maverick. It is one of the greatest line deliveries I have ever heard in the history of cinema. I mean this genuinely. Where I'm watching the movie, and I'm going, look, I'll take Hamm whenever I can get it, okay? But I'm watching it, and I'm going, he's great in this, but is he overqualified? You know? I get to that line, I go, I hope they paid him $50 million for the way that he says Maverick. The whole thesis of the movie is in there, where you, in one word, you convey, son of a bitch. I might not love him, but I respect him. Did you read it and go, I know what this line needs to be? Did you have to do it a bunch of times? Were there wild? Did you try ones where you were like, Maverick? Like, how did you locate that? Because it is elegant as hell.
Well, thank you, first of all. And now, second of all, I really wish I would have done the, sitcom read. Maverick! The Colonel Clink. The Sergeant Schultz something. References nobody in this room gets. That would have been very funny. No, it was all AI. They just AI did at the end. It was great. They
What do
said,
you-
do something great.
What do you think about this as a pitch for a special edition? We re-release it in theaters, so we get everybody gets another bite at the apple. Now the effects look great in Top Gun Maverick. I don't have any qualm with those. I don't think they need an upgrade this soon. Maybe someday, but not yet. The shot where you say Maverick, we do a reverse, and we see that you are looking at a plasma screen TV showing the Mel Gibson, Jodie Foster, James Garner
Brett Maverick
feature film,
redo, yes.
and then a hard cut to credits.
I like it. I like it a lot.
I think you'd put that in theaters. I think you're looking at $1 billion.
Yeah. As somebody who watched that movie in theaters, I would definitely see that again.
I saw Maverick in theaters.
Yes, I did too.
Both every Maverick.
All Mavericks.
All Mavericks.
All roads lead to Maverick.
Although the big difference, as my buddy Steve said, is that Top Gun Maverick saved movies. You saved movies.
Yeah. And the Mel Gibson Maverick extended. What did they do?
not-
They
it
just
did not.
made movies longer. What
I
happened?
think we're identifying the issue, though. The Rodney Howard Maverick is a fun time, right? But it didn't get close to $1 billion. Maybe rather than cutting the footage of Ron Howard's Maverick into Top Gun Maverick, we need to cut you into Ron Howard's Maverick.
That's fair enough.
Yeah.
There you go.
I don't think people got enough of that wonderful love story between Mel Gibson and Jodie Foster,
yeah.
that everyone was clamoring for.
Yeah, but after he beds her, they'll cut to you going, Maverick.
Maverick.
Now, we have some stuff to give away. And, we're talking about franchises.
Beds her.
That's what you do to Jodie Foster.
That's clearly.
You bed her.
I watched season whatever of
Don't
True
count her.
Detective.
You bed her.
It got bed.
We have some stuff to give away to the audience. We have
Okay.
some fun things. But one of them
Financial
is
advice?
I mean, there's 73 pages.
73 pages right
of
here,
it right
guys.
there.
73 pages, most
Illustrated.
of which are drawings.
A lot of pictures.
Yeah. Well, my wife didn't have enough lies to tell about billionaires in her book, Seth.
This book is not great. I hate to say that. And I don't want...
Seth just opened a picture page of cheese, clams, and a cheese grater.
I did.
Yeah.
Cheese,
Cheddar.
C is for
Were you-
cheese and clams.
Yeah.
Were you making a pun when you looked at the page with the cheese grater and said this book is not great?
I was.
I want to talk about franchises because I've certainly had a hand in a few of them. And we have a film from a franchise that you were a part of, but this is not one of the entries that you were in. We have a copy of DVD of Fletch Lives to give out, which is the second of the trilogy.
Which has no problematic scenes at all. In it.
No.
Oh, I haven't seen it in a while.
Holds up perfect.
Holds up just fine.
I haven't.
Chevy Chase stands by it.
That's all you need to know. He is super cool with it.
It's all that matters. The ultimate barometer for acceptable.
We've got season 2 of Mad Men on Blu-ray.
Have you watched that, Steven?
I catch it. There's time to. Okay. Not my thing, really.
You're
The
more of a
season or the
Landman
show?
guy, right?
The season 2 specifically.
Season 2 specifically.
Season 2.
1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7A, and 7B.
Yeah. But 2 is lackluster.
Yeah, that's why there's so many on the market.
I see.
Everybody turn those in.
They were like, eh.
You can kind of skip from the end of season 1 right to the beginning of season 3.
Is that true, Steven?
I think so, for me.
Yeah.
Yep.
We've got a Blu-ray of Neighbors, and this one says it's a Blu-ray plus a DVD plus digital HD. I assume that code is gone.
Well, hold on.
Yes?
Is it ultraviolet or movies anywhere?
It's a great question, Wano.
I'm glad one person laughed at that. Because ultraviolet's defunct. Movie anywhere is still.
This is
stands.
ultraviolet. It says
Yeah, that's
no. It's good. I have good news. It says watch it anywhere. Great news. Great news about ultraviolet. Fun fact: I still have access to ultraviolet at the ranch.
Oh.
When they shut it down, I said, "Don't shut it down here."
I'll take care of it.
They said, "Just keep it going, just in a few buildings."
Send me the bill.
Yeah, I'm good for it. You know I'm good for it. And they're like, okay, so they just keep a little.
I do appreciate you're curating old ways to watch movies.
And creating new ways. Remember when I had them tear the film projectors out of almost every movie theater
I do
in America?
remember that.
Yeah,
Just
replace
so
them with
people could
digital
s-
projectors.
Yes, just so people could see Attack of the Clones the right way.
Yeah.
A movie shot in glorious 1080p. You haven't seen movies. till
Projected
you've
from
seen-
700 feet away, so the pixels are as big as your fist.
This is the unrated and theatrical version of Bridesmaids. I have to say, why they didn't destroy the theatrical version baffles me. What fools to keep both versions in circulation.
George, I just want to clarify.
Yes.
You presented this as a lineup of franchises.
Yes.
And what you have put forth
So
is
far, so
Fletch
you were
Lives,
until Bridesmaids. You were good.
Mad Men Season 2, Neighbors, and Bridesmaids.
Yes. And now
The Neighbors there was another
Neighbors
movie
was a
called
sequel.
Neighbors.
No, no,
It's a franchise.
Fletch,
These are
there are 3
franchises.
movies. Mad Men got many seasons. Bridesmaids
He's not a
is a
franchise.
one and done.
well, hold on. Wait a second. Let it finish.
Okay.
All right? No, I'm saying let Bridesmaids finish.
Also, there's theatrical
I'm
and
sure
unrated,
we haven't
yeah.
seen the end. There were so many unanswered questions at the end of that movie. What happens
Also,
in the rest
according to IMDb, no one on this stage is in Bridesmaids.
Oh, not even on IMDb.
According to IMDb.
I get what you're saying.
Thank you. Somebody
Yeah.
pays
I-
attention.
Yeah.
I
Somebody
think we all
here.
get what he's saying, but what could it mean? Or rather, how could it be true?
Doesn't even say uncredited at this point.
Yeah, I guess it's It doesn't say uncredited. It just
Wow.
doesn't have me in the list.
That's crazy.
Doesn't
You know,
have
that's a dangerous.
Somebody check. I don't know.
That's a
Go for
dangerous
it.
thing to say to Patrick. That little IMDb goblin will go on there before the show is over.
Oh, it feels like he's going on right about
Do it right about
This is a true
last
fact.
time I checked in 2009, whatever it was.
A true
Well, that's
fact
why it
is
wasn't
that
there, because it was before the movie came out, John.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
this is not the joke. Patrick has added 10 years of live stage shows to IMDb. Improv shows he has logged as if they were filmed entertainment.
Yeah, that's great. Ted,
Oh, Ted, yeah. Right there.
Well, never mind.
sorry.
All right, if I may continue with the
Then IMDb
curation,
owes me a lot of money.
the curation of the franchises, we have the prequel to This Is 40. I think that, for my money, one of the best prequels I've ever
It's a good prequel, yeah.
That's
Like-
saying something.
It is.
Yeah.
It's one of the few prequels that was shot before the sequel.
Yes. That was what threw me.
Yeah.
Because I saw it and I thought, what am
What
I
are we doing here?
What
What
am
are
I
we setting
watching
up here? Yeah.
What am I
So
watching
you're putting
here?
that prequel ahead of your prequels.
Yeah.
I didn't say that.
You said for your money, one of the
One
best.
of the best.
prequel. Okay,
Yes.
well,
It's
all right.
well, I'm including a lot of films in that. Like I
Yeah,
didn't.
that's fair, that's
I didn't
fair.
tell you how much I had pared down.
That's fair.
The list. I didn't. It's better than some of the Star Wars prequels.
That's a bold statement. I
Yeah.
think, and we all heard it.
Yeah. I mean, Rogue One's fine. That's good. It's no knocked up.
As far
See,
as prequels go.
I can be critical of a prequel. I'm not. I don't. I can.
See, because I would just think of Rogue One as just a remake.
A pre-make. That's what I call them. What
fair.
did you like Rogue One?
Yeah, when
I
we
like that.
first saw it.
We should have gone to see it together. You know what I saw recently? That I
Listen
you know
to
what
it.
I saw recently? I saw Wicked.
And
I
saw the
loved
shirt.
it. I loved it.
Did you?
I was
I loved
waiting
it. I
to
loved
hear
it.
your
Did you have-
take.
I called the director from the Americana. I didn't. Let me tell you.
True.
Tell me the movie was over.
Yeah.
No, yes, I waited until the end. Sat through the whole
A whole
credits.
credit, okay.
But then I didn't have the director's number as I was leaving the theater, but before I got outside, I had his number. I was on the phone.
Weirdly enough, it is the last. If you sit through the whole credits, it's the last thing that comes
Yeah.
up. The
Yeah,
director's
you wait.
personal cell phone number.
People don't know. That's the last thing. They have all the different unions that were involved. They say we didn't harm
No
the
animals harmed.
Here's
Also, here's John Chu's phone
here's
number.
the phone number of the director. Please don't abuse this.
Don't be a dick.
Yeah.
Don't
Only
be
say
an
that.
asshole.
Only call if you're George Lucas.
Yeah, only call if your net worth is like $1 billion plus.
George, you do love the Americana, because this is true. You and I did see Top Gun Maverick at the Americana.
Yeah.
Yeah, you love
loved
it there.
It's a
I
great
loved
place
it.
to see a film.
You love it.
It's a
loved
great
it.
place to have a dumpling. It's a great place to valet park.
George, explain this one.
What?
You put forward the 40-year-old
As another franchise.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think they're gonna make. I heard it's maybe a rumor they were gonna make a movie where that guy fucks a lot.
The 50-year-old guy who fucks a ton.
Yeah. I mean, I would go see that. Wouldn't you go see that?
I would too, yeah. That'd be great.
So just to be clear, your lineup of franchises now includes things you think might get a sequel.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Here we go. Undeniably, you got Anchorman.
There's two
Right?
of those. Yeah.
There's three of those.
At least
There's
3.
four
Yeah,
if you
I was
count
going
the.
to say at least 3.
There's
If you
4.
wake up Ron Burgundy.
Wake Up Ron Burgundy and Anchorman 2 and the alternate cut of Anchorman 2, which is all new jokes.
I
That's
don't
4.
think this alternate
cut of
shit.
Anchorman.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Well, that's Wake Up Ron
It's a
Burgundy.
multiverse. It's a multiverse.
Okay.
It's
That's
a
the thing with
madness of
Kevin
the
Corrigan.
multiverse. What if Anchorman 2 is all different jokes, but same things happen?
And that's also a movie that you're both in.
That's right.
John and Seth, you're both in that movie in some way.
Yes.
Because John, you're in the credits.
I'm
When
in the
they-
credits
when they roll
of the
credits for
role when Ron Burgundy is saying, because they needed 2 names they could clear legally. So Paul Rudd was living with me at the time, and when he was shooting that movie in my house, and he goes, "Hey, can we use your name in a crawl?" And I go, "Yeah." And so it's me and Adam Scott are the 2 producers of the K whatever news that goes up through the thing. Sharp-eyed viewers, guys. Sharp-eyed viewers. Keep your eyes peeled. You never know what you might see.
Speaking of peeling, my flesh is one with this chair.
It should be good then.
I keep sort of gently starting to rock
It's almost
forward.
like
and
almost like if you had a towel, you could use it.
If only.
You would like
towel-
what a great thing would be like a towel. I could put a barrier between.
Excuse me. The towel is on my head.
I mean, I get it.
You can't argue with that.
I get it. I can't argue with that. It is
Thank
on
you.
your head.
But I will be sitting here forever.
There is also a little pickle juice soaked in paper towel next to you on the left side
That is
there.
true.
If you want
Yeah, but here's the thing. There's no molecule
no way to
between
get in
my
there.
flesh
No
and
way
the
to get in
chair
there. Right.
to get it into.
Did
So
you come here by yourself?
Hey.
Wait, how
Hey.
did you get here?
Hey,
Did
look-
Rich drive you? Is he back there?
he might, maybe.
Can you
Hey, Rich. Rich.
go get him? Go get him. Go
Hey, wait.
get him.
Patrick, before we do that, George wants to do a bit.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
It's his show.
All
His
right, go
name's
ahead,
in the
George.
title.
Go ahead,
Right?
George.
I was fighting for the space for this. It was timed better about 30 seconds ago. So,
Stepped on it.
We'll see.
Tucker.
We'll
all right.
Sorry.
Remember when we were talking about how there were no molecules between him
yeah.
and the chair?
Yes.
Hey, look, it's Stephen Charleston. Thank you. That's why it's my show. That's why it's my show.
Oh, God.
Oh, no.
Super wet.
Oh, no.
Thank
That
you.
was great.
Thank you.
Yep. Well,
Just go see if he's back there.
guess I
still.
better be going.
I mean, maybe he wants a pickle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stephen, I'm sure we'll see you again tonight.
Is that dolly still down there? Because I don't want anyone to fall down and die. Or did it get taken away? It got taken away. All right, well. Anyway, great meeting you guys.
Yeah,
Lovely
nice
to meet
meeting
you. Yeah. Give Rich my best.
Oh, yeah. Well, maybe you'll be able to give him your own best.
Oh, no.
All right.
Maybe,
I think that went about as good as it could have.
maybe you'll
And Steven,
be able to give him your own best.
Just try to get him out.
Thanks, Stephen.
Stephen,
Great
just-
to see you.
Stephen Charleston, everyone.
Steven Charles.
Stephen Charleston, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm gonna miss that guy.
Man, I hope we never see him again, ever.
The lineup is Fletch Lives, Mad Men Season 2, Neighbors, Bridesmaids, Unrated, Knocked Up, 40-Year-Old Virgin, Anchorman, Unrated, and Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom.
All right? And whoever can name what all of these movies have in common will win 4 Funko Pops of the character of Teddy Kumar from the Indiana Jones films.
Films? He's
Yeah,
in one, George.
That's singular. That's a
He's in
Dial of
one
Destiny
movie.
character.
What?
He's in one. He's in Dial of Destiny.
No, if you're in one, you're in the Indiana Jones films.
You're saying there's one. You're saying there's one unifying thread across all of the physical media you've propped up on the desk.
I don't know. I just thought someone here might be smart enough to figure it out. This is just a pile of garbage Patrick handed me before the show.
It's true.
Okay.
There
so
must be something.
just to be
Yes.
clear, there may not be an answer.
There's bound to be. With all these franchises, there must be a unifying theme. And I'll wait until it's discovered. I'm a patient man. Look how long I waited to make.
What?
Right. And that actually has a funny little note of criticism to it. There's
Meaning
a lot of
they're all number twos.
Yeah.
Wow.
And John.
Sorry, that was me.
No, John. That is the kind of comedy I legitimately like.
You're welcome.
Like,
Legit.
I'm not joking around. When the Robot Chicken guys were goofing on Star Wars, I said, let's come to the ranch, let's make Star Wars comedy for real. All of my pitches were like that.
I love it.
Actually, in 40-Year-Old Virgin, he watches a porno based on Star Wars as well called Space Nuts. Starring Stormy Daniels.
Wow. All right.
Full
I
circle.
don't know whether you're correct.
I am.
Are you correct about? No. I mean about them all having a number 2. All right.
Two. Questionable.
Yeah, how many maids on the
2 mates.
Two
how many
maids.
maids on the cover?
Well, 6, but that's whatever.
Even?
That's divisible by 2.
Exactly.
Oh. All right. Even numbers.
40 is even.
All right. I think you've won this entire.
Knocked up takes 2 people.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's exactly right.
Yeah.
Ma'am, I think you've won this entire collection.
Come on up.
Now, I'm going to give you a challenge. You have to take this one first, this Funko, without disturbing the other Funkos. No, I'm just joking. You don't have to do that. I just want to see you carry them all.
This is like the beginning of Raiders.
All right? Look at this. All right, very good, very good.
Nice.
You did it.
Hold on.
You gotta take the movies too.
Don't forget the
Wonderful. Now you
discs.
take the movies. This is like, I guess, our show's version of the Criterion Closet. Yeah.
Do you
All
want a
right.
jar of pickles too?
And these food grade tongs. Actually, you can use these to take Fletch lives.
I think the tongs might be.
that
Hey, Richard, these
problematic.
are.
Hey, it's Rich Sommer.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, Rich Sommer.
Oh my goodness.
God, it's been a
What's
minute.
happening?
Look at this kid.
Oh no.
Let's do this together.
The FGTs.
Oh, what a gent.
Hey, George.
Hi. It's good to see you.
to
What
see
a
you.
class act, Rich
Oh,
Sommer
I
is.
know
Class
who's. I know
act.
who's been here.
Yeah. I think you drove him. I think canonically
Yeah,
you
no,
drove him
no,
tonight.
I did.
I think
Okay.
that's narrative that you forced.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have to accept it.
Yeah.
Hey, Watto.
Hey, how's it going, man?
Great, thanks.
This motherfucker.
Put your back on the chair.
That's wet. Hi.
Seth, you just reminded me.
Yes.
One of my favorite jokes in the history of movies,
Whoa.
and I mean this, it is not hyperbole, and other people might not even consider it a joke. But in Superbad, Bill Hader's cop character, when you and he are driving around McLovin, does an impression of Yoda, and then turns back to McLovin and goes, "You know Yoda from Attack of the Clones?" The specificity of making the context for Yoda solely Attack of the Clones, I think is up there with like W.C. Fields being mean to a child, Keystone Cops chasing some crook. Was that like an improv that just happened, one random take? Or was that something that you and Evan pulled your hair out over?
No, it was a thing me and Bill just kept doing, was that we just thought it was funny to keep referencing Attack of the Clones. and that to these like two weird cops, like that was their Star Wars benchmark.
It's the one.
Yeah.
I really appreciated that. I know Watto appreciated it as a fellow boy in blue that those cops.
Blue Lives Matter. Blue Lives Matter.
Yeah, that's right. They do. You're the thin blue line.
Yeah. It's getting thicker in age, but yes, go on.
And I have to be honest, I know it's funny. I know it's funny, but I also thought there's something true about it because prior to that film, we had always had to use a puppet for Watto. And so it really is the first time that
For Yoda.
For Yoda.
For Yoda.
That's really the first time we ever saw Yoda in the digital form. You see he could jump around and he could fight.
He could really fight.
He could really fight.
That was a great moment.
He fought Count Dooku.
He totally fought Count Dooku, and he
totally-
hopped around.
you know, now
he
if
was like a
this
little.
is-
He went fucking bonkers on that guy.
This is the Seth Rogen that I love.
Yeah.
Who can speak.
I'm a fan of yours, George.
I'm a fan of yours.
That's why it was so sad that you lied about telling the story.
Also, fighting Count Dooku sounds like something you do after you had a lot of Taco Bell.
John, I don't need to say that's you are hitting just strike after strike. These are like this is I love this kind of comedy so much.
You're welcome.
Cuz it really was like the joke of his name is he's Count Poo Poo. Like that's the joke. But the way you do it with comedy is you take it and you don't always go right at it. You sometimes think, well, is there a smarter version of this? And I remember
find the hole and you come at it from behind and you're like,
That's
just
right.
put it in there and you figure out how you can do it.
Dooku.
Because it rhymes. It rhymes with poo poo.
And it sounds like
So
Dookie.
I think
Not really.
like kids are gonna get it.
Rhymes with Pooku.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Seth,
I'm a fan.
I can't wait for you to come to my museum
I'm excited to go.
and see.
I'm excited for the Howard the Duck section.
That's
All
the
of it.
first Marvel.
The THX 1138 section.
Yeah.
You should have the machine that the guy fucks.
Yeah. We're gonna have duck tits in the
You were ahead of the game with that one, George.
Yeah.
Because what year was that? 1970 something?
Yeah, early 1970s.
Yeah. And that guy was fucking a robot.
Seth, did you see George's jacket?
I do.
Yeah, you know what this is?
What?
This is a Howard the Duck crew jacket.
Hey, wow. That's
Yeah.
amazing. That was one of the first movies I saw that made me realize movies could be bad.
Yeah. And as we learned from Captain EO, in that era, bad means cool.
John, do you remember the first movie you saw that made you realize movies could be bad?
That's a good question because it's hard to get worse than Howard the Duck.
The prequel to Endgame.
Well, it is one of those things that everybody says that anybody that's made or produced a movie or written a movie or tried to direct a movie or anything, it says that no one sets out to make a bad movie. Except maybe some people do. I can't think of the first movie that I was truly disappointed in. But
I can.
And
It's Howard the Duck.
thank you.
You didn't
I do remember buying the comic book of Howard the Duck from the comic book store and going like, what the fuck? Seriously, what the fuck are they trying to do with this?
Very counterculture, very satirical. Smart, savvy. Seth, you can tell me. I mean,
None of those rhyme with bad.
rad,
That rhymes with bad.
egad, how wonderful.
Sad,
Seth,
sad dad.
Sad dad.
Okay.
Seth, I know that you might try to say that you think that Howard the Duck is bad, but I know. How old were you when Howard the Duck? Did you see it in the theater?
No. What year did it come out?
You got to see it in the theater.
Oh, that was it. It's the crowd.
Okay, now I get it.
It's the crowd.
Yeah, really. The crowd
Gotta see it with the
understanding. The confusion rolling toward
Gotta
the
feel it.
screen.
It's a
of-
communal experience.
I know when you saw in the opening minutes of that film that Lady Duck
With the boobs.
taking a bath
Yeah.
for no reason. There's
No
no
reason.
reason for that to be in the movie except to delight,
To
to
titillate.
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 I know you liked that.
And by the way, let's call them what they were.
Duck tits.
Wow.
We have trained our audience so thoroughly.
The fact that I actually got that not knowing what that was meant to be.
A decade of conditioning
fuck.
them to know how to respond.
Unfucking real. God. I'm too old to get that reference, and I got that reference.
I do remember the duck tits, and I do remember.
Everywhere they're out there saying duck tits.
There's a stranger.
Jesus.
Yeah, because I was horny, but the duck tits didn't make me horny. And so I remember even as a kid being like, oh, there's another type of horny.
Right.
There's a type of horny I don't get.
Beyond.
Beyond the normal horniness that I understand as horny. Yeah.
Beyond you realizing, movies can be bad.
Yes.
You also realized nudity cannot turn me on.
Yes, and then there's a line to my horniness that George Lucas has crossed that I have not.
Yeah. I think if
With
you,
their duck tits.
I think another kind of horny would be a good title for a follow-up book.
Follow-up book to
For
what?
Priceless Maxwell.
No.
Follow up to some kind of wonderful.
Another type of horny.
There you go.
But you didn't like it. Ultimately, you watched it at home. You watched it in the wrong context with the wrong sound system. And it just didn't reach you. But you like a lot of my. You're a fan. You're quoting
I am
lots
a
of
fan.
stuff.
I am a fan.
I'm a fan of your stuff as well.
Thank you, George.
I think you do a lot of really great stuff.
I don't think you've seen any of it.
I've seen it. Quiz me. Not everything, but I've seen enough that I think I do pretty well on a Seth Rogen quiz.
Okay, I believe you.
Stump me. Try stumping me. What do you think I haven't seen?
I mean, I don't know. You were probably busy making, you were making The Phantom Menace probably when what years did those come out?
Late 90s.
99,
99 and then,
02,
yeah.
So yeah,
05.
we were shooting Freaks and Geeks as The Phantom Menace was being made.
Yeah, I made sure that even when they didn't air Kim Kelly as my friend in the right order, guess who got it? Guess who got it? I got it before ABC Family did, motherfucker. They made sure, they said, George wants these Freaks and Geeks while he's figuring out what's going to happen with little Anakin and teenage Anakin. Yeah.
He got them with the original music too. He
Oh,
all
wow.
the rights. He
Yeah.
paid for all the
That's
rights.
good.
Yeah.
I remember George calling me summer of '99. We were victory lapping, right? We basically, it was a 3-month party that felt like a day. And he called me, he peeled me off the floor. He said, Watto, I need something from you. I go, what? He goes, they're burning the last 3 episodes of Freaks and Geeks on a Saturday in the summer. I need you to line up the VHS. I need Disco and Dragons.
Yeah.
The one with Ben Stiller.
That's right.
Where Bush Sr. visits.
Yeah, Carded and Discarded,
Yeah.
maybe?
Oh, no, because that's a Schwartzman episode.
That's the Schwartzman Kevin Corgan one.
Right, that's maybe my favorite one.
That's a good
Yes,
one.
That's a good one.
That was the new pilot. That was after they were like, no one's watching the show.
Oh,
You have to
they were
reinvent
like,
it.
you need a new entry point?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Interesting.
Because, and why wouldn't I? Because basically you were just making American Graffiti, but for the 80s.
It's
That's
true.
it's a variation of what I
The
was
little
including.
things.
Yeah. Yeah,
That's
that's
the episode.
that's
That's
and that one
your-
won a
that's
major
kind of
that
your-
won a GLAAD award.
American Graffiti is a great movie.
I know.
Yeah.
Have you seen more American Graffiti?
I have not.
You have not seen more American Graffiti, the
No.
sequel?
No.
Have you seen Radioland Murders, the prequel?
Wait, is Radioland Murders a prequel?
Yeah,
to
Radioland Murders, which Stephen Charleston destroyed the poster of before.
Does that exist in the same cinematic universe as
Yes,
American
Brian
Graffiti?
Ben and Mary Elizabeth Mastrantonio are the parents of Richard Dreyfuss's character in American Graffiti.
Wow.
It's a prequel.
You know what's funny is, as a kid, I would go to Blockbuster Video and just take whatever free posters no one wanted and put them on my wall, and I had a Radioland Murders poster on my wall my entire childhood.
I admit it. I lied about. I did say all that. Stand up. I want to hug. I want to.
John, there was an SNL sketch when Force Awakens was about to come out. That was like the recent SNL format of like failed auditions for famous film roles.
Yes.
And you played yourself auditioning for Han Solo,
Yes.
and you got to wear the costume.
Yes.
Was that
Well,
fucking...
a version of the costume. Yes, but yeah,
Was
a
it cool as
T-shirt and a
hell?
vest.
Yes.
Was it cool as hell?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Do you like Han Solo?
I do. I like Harrison Ford in all of his iterations. There's no way to not like him. He is, for me and for most people of my generation, the definition of who a cool movie star was. Going back to American Graffiti,
Of course.
When we were filming Funny People, there was a scene on a private jet, and between takes, they were like, hold on a second. And then Harrison Ford came on the jet and looked at it and nodded his head and walked off. I was like, what the fuck just happened? And they were like, he just bought this jet.
Yeah. He probably crashed it at some point. What was it like being part of the same film franchise as Harrison, Seth?
With Funny People?
No, with the Anchorman movies.
Oh, the Anchorman. Is Harrison Ford in the Anchorman movie?
Yeah, he's in Anchorman 2, both cuts.
Is he?
Yeah.
Whoa.
He goes, Ron Burgundy, I'm going to fire you.
And then you find out later in the movie, spoilers, that he's a were hyena. And he turns into a hyena.
That adds up. It's great. It's an honor. What an honor. What a thrill. This is how I found out, so it's super cool.
John, I do respect the art of spoofing. I want you to know that I was watching that Saturday Night Live. I was watching it live.
You were there in the
I wasn't.
8H?
I was up in Lauren's office.
Yeah.
Lauren and I are pals. And I said, he gave me a heads up. He said that we've got a Star Wars bit on the show tonight.
Yeah, we've met each other in 8H before. You remember?
Yeah.
Was it
Remember what you said to me?
at 40?
What?
Was it at SNL 40?
No. It was
different
not.
time.
Yeah.
You happened to be there
Yeah.
with your pal Steve.
Yeah. My best friend.
And I was cruising through as a guest. So we had met. We also met at the White House Correspondents' Dinner.
Yeah.
The famous year that Seth roasted
Yeah. And that
Donald Trump.
and that caused the end of the world.
That kind of brought us where we are now.
Where we are now, yeah.
Both you and I.
Yes.
And of course the country.
Yes. And the world.
And the world.
And of course you were
And
on
the
this show
cinematic
before
universe.
when we did our Felicity episode.
Yes.
So I mean that's just a lot. We've met a
We've
lot.
met each other quite a lot. We have a
We're good
history. I think we have a
friends.
history.
I
at
think
this
we are
point.
good friends.
We're buds.
That's what I think.
You're not wrong.
Yeah. And you've never lied about me, and I've lied about Seth.
Yes, you have.
I think it's a zone of truth up here
Yeah.
at this point.
We have another connection, actually. My agent went on a date with you and said all you did was talk about gardening.
What? Sure.
Fair.
Can we give us a
huge piece of
timeline?
George
Around
lore.
what year was this, do we
Probably
think?
maybe 20, 50. What you? I assume. When were you single last?
It's been a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the thing I was trying for a while.
Gardening, dating, and gardening.
Yeah, talk about gardening. Maybe this will work.
Well, you're not single anymore.
That's right. It worked.
There you go.
Got to tend that garden. Priceless facts
You
about.
married an author.
Yes, yes.
That's impressive.
Priceless facts about marriage. Maybe I'll write that book.
Hey, Rich,
Yeah, Guado.
you know a TV show I liked?
What's that?
Clipped.
Okay.
I'm just telling you.
Did you hear that person clap? But it was also not a clap of recognition. It was a clap of, oh, they said the name of a show. Someone's got to do something.
I think that was a good show.
Thank
and
you,
you were
Wado.
excellent on it.
Thanks, Guado.
And I think it speaks more to the weird state of our media landscape.
Yeah.
There was a show that starred Ed O'Neill, Lawrence Fishburne, two-time Academy Award nominee Jackie Weaver,
Yeah.
Rich Sommer, for God's sake.
Yeah.
Most people don't know it exists.
Yeah, that's a fair statement.
It's an excellent show
Thanks, Guado.
about the LA Clippers scandal.
Yeah. Donald Sterling.
Donald Sterling,
Not a great dude.
no good, bit of a dooku.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's an excellent show, and you were excellent on it.
Thanks, Guado.
Maybe people should watch it.
Rich, I liked it when you were on the TV sequel to my buddy Steve's prequel, The Post.
I think he's talking about White House plumbers. Is that what it is, George?
Yeah, my buddy Steve did a
Yeah.
prequel series to the
Got it.
sequel series that you did for television. You did a theatrical prequel to your television sequel series.
Right.
And I thought you were really good in it.
Thanks, George.
Did you see the prequel to your sequel series?
I did.
You did? Did you like it?
Tom Hanks, Meryl Streep, that one?
Yeah, you're thinking of the right one.
Yeah, I saw that one. Yeah, it was
Yeah,
great.
it
It was
was
really
good.
good. Yep.
Blackberry,
Blackberry, Jesus. All right. Yeah.
one
Okay.
of the best films of 2020.
Thanks, Wada. Thanks. Okay.
The Devil Wears Prada.
This is great. I'm really enjoying this.
Mad Men Season 2.
Weirdly, that's
That
the
is-
wrong one to say.
That's easily the best season.
That's what I think.
Season 2? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good one.
Are you guys going SNL 50?
I'm gonna go watch the show.
You got any requests? Do you want me to put in with
Can
Lauren?
you do that?
Yeah. You want a
Pretty
Toonses?
sure they're not taking.
You want a Toonses? I'll get them. I'll put a word
Get
in.
some Toonses.
Throwing
I want
Toonses out there for
I
sure.
do want Toonses.
Yeah, I know Toonses is going to be there. I don't know if he might be panned by in the audience. You know.
That would be cool.
Am I wrong? in
Tiny
thinking-
Elvis.
Tiny
Tiny
Elvis.
E.
Get Tiny
Tiny Elvis.
Elvis up
I
there.
would request Brock Toon.
Wow.
Brocktoon.
It's a Mr. Belvedere support. It's Tom
Wow,
Hanks
that's a deep cut.
is hosting a Mr. Belvedere loving like a group of people who love Mr. Belvedere, and they come up. They say we're
new
going to talk.
name.
We're going to talk about Mr. Belvedere in code so that we can find each other in other places, and we'll call him Brock Toon. And then for the rest of the sketch, they call him Brock Toon. But then it becomes also that he's constantly trying to convince them not to kill Mr. Belvedere.
Was that from the weird season? Was
It's
that-
not from the weird
No,
season. No,
it's
it's
not.
Phil Hartman. It's Chris Farley.
First, yeah.
It's I think Farley's first season, and it's when Phil Hartman stands up and says, Tom Hanks walks them through a thing. He says, "Let's talk about what we should and shouldn't do with Mr. Belvedere." And Phil Hartman says, "We should shake Mr. Belvedere's hand if we meet him. We should not cut into him to tear the flesh." To wear the flesh. It's beautiful. It's great. Brock Toon, that'd be my request.
Are you going SNL 50? You should pitch that.
Yeah.
Rich.
Lauren actually texted me today.
Any
Rich.
pitches? Yeah. Did he sit on his nuts once, Mr. Belvedere?
Yeah,
Does everyone know
big
that
time.
story? Is that canon?
That's true.
Is that Belvedere
That's
I
canon?
love
canon.
that. That's
Yeah.
my favorite internet lore.
Rich.
It must. How people don't just come up with that.
No, that's not a big.
I was at Largo when that joke was first said by Doug Benson.
Did Doug Benson make up that Mr.
I
Belvedere
think he
sat on
did.
his
I
nuts?
was sitting in Largo in 1990 late, and he said, I can only do one impression, and it's of Mr. Belvedere sitting on his own testicle.
But maybe because he had heard that Mr. Belvedere
Yes,
sat on his
because
own
he-
testicle.
Whatever, he gave it
He
voice.
brought it life. He brought
it life.
As John Bryan shredded in the background.
And then John Bryan went,
Doug Benson has this illustrious resume as a background actor. He's in Captain EO. He's in the first Blade Runner.
Really?
I think part of this lore.
Actually?
Yes, I think part of this lore was he was
Douglas
part,
Benson.
Yeah.
part of
The guy who loves
taping
movies? Yeah.
where Mr. Belvedere sat on his balls.
maybe he was there. Maybe he saw it
I
happen.
think that's why he
because
knows.
the
Maybe he
impression
tucked
was
him under there.
impressive.
That's amazing.
Am
I
I
didn't know
wrong?
Doug Benson's in Blade Runner?
Yes.
What?
He's holding one of those umbrellas with the light stick.
What the fuck?
I know. Here's a very serious question. Am I wrong in thinking that both of you are members of the elusive Four Timers Club as SNL hosts?
You are wrong.
I'm wrong? How many
Yes.
times have you hosted?
3.
Me too. We're both three-timers.
That is why you are on this show tonight, because I love a trilogy. Welcome to the George Lucas Talk Show SNL Three Timers Club.
Thank you.
We can offer you some pickles
Thank you.
and some towels. And how about this? You want a Return to Oz trading card? Here, this
Thank
is
you.
for you. It's TikTok and
I'll hand it down.
all right, and the Scarecrow. And this is the prequel that I helped make for Wicked.
Jesus.
I didn't really help. It was my buddy Walter Murch made the movie. All I
Sure.
did was promise that if he fucked up, I would take over and they would have a Wizard of Oz movie directed by George Lucas. So I was just being a good friend. But I didn't really do anything. I took a nap on the set. Anyway, that's what you get for being in the Three Timers Club.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
No. It's the least I could do. Sorry, it embarrassed me the way the audience just applauded my generosity. It was nothing. I'm a billionaire.
Yeah, but it's
That's-
Lucas
nothing.
After Dark. Anything can happen. I mean, I
Yeah,
get
no,
it.
it's
I get it. You're giving. You're feeling generous.
I know. Yeah.
You're not giving for applause.
No, you're giving. You're giving because it says literally
you.
on the book, give, save, spend.
Give, save, spend.
It's right there.
These are three of the things that you can and should do with money. The GSS. Give, save, spend. It's save, spend. Give, save,
Trilogy.
spend.
One more time.
Give, save, spend.
Thank you. That's it.
All right. It feels like we're winding down.
George, what are you tapping on the desk right
The
now?
top of
The top of my water
water.
bottle from the ranch. Yeah. You know,
We went to the ranch. We went to visit the ranch, which obviously you spend a lot of time
He
there.
lives there.
The Hidden Valley Ranch. Am I?
I live in New York, of course. I live at the Dakota, canonically right below Yoko.
Yes. I mean, I get it.
But we
the
did-
hat kind of
Yeah.
gives it away.
Yeah.
But
You,
we
you
did.
work in the Diamond District.
It's
I'm
a
a patron.
quick shot down Central Park West and
I'm
just
a patron.
can I tell you something heartbreaking about Watto? All right. For the first 2 weeks of
I assume
shooting,
he has Tay-Sachs. That's a Jew disease.
the first 2 weeks of shooting on the Safdie Brothers Uncut Gems, Watto was in the lead role.
Yeah.
I got
did-
stolz.
You
got
got Stoltz.
Stoltz.
I was stolz.
You were Stoltz.
It just wasn't. Everyone thought this is a great fit,
Yeah.
and then they were looking at the rushes, and they
and
said
then everyone didn't.
everyone. I remember Watto came to me and he was heartbroken, but
Yeah.
he knew that it wasn't working. It wasn't. You weren't feeling it.
Well, the problem was that it was too close to home.
And also a big part of that is getting around town fast, and with the wings, you can clearly do that.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, exactly.
So there were not a lot of things they could put in your way
I
that
was
you couldn't
solving
get out of the
narrative
way.
issues too fast.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that's my fault. I gave you wings, so I felt
You
like
did.
I had sort of blown this opportunity
Just
for you.
another way you're like Red Bull.
Yeah. One of many.
That is one of the many ways in which I am like Red Bull.
Hey, you know what? Let's list 2 more ways in which you're like Red Bull.
I made
The outfit.
I executive produced Red Tails,
Okay.
and I cast Meredith Bull in Strange Magic.
That is true. She's the lead of Strange Magic.
And being near you in your presence gives you an unnatural jolt of energy.
That's right. It's right. Because it's infectious. My
And you go
energy.
well with vodka.
I did get drunk at Sketchfest.
That is true.
We drank a lot of Coppola
yeah.
wine and also the Skywalker wine.
Before we,
What were you going to say?
what were you gonna say?
Okay.
No, Seth, what were you gonna say?
I wasn't going to say anything. I'm a big fan.
I would be remiss if we didn't check in with our old friend Butterbear. This is a character. This is a character during the 1980s when Michael Eisner was in charge of the Disney Studios. He said, let's create some new characters. Why just rely on legacy characters? They created a couple of Saturday morning cartoons, the Gummy Bears, and also the Wuzzles. The Wuzzles were hybrid animals like in the island of Dr. Moreau. They would combine species. Butterbear is a combination of a butterfly and a bear. And in order to merchandise this show to kids, they made the one thing that all children love, which is an AM radio. So I always like to check in and see what Butterbear has to say. And this is early 2025, so I do want to apologize if whatever this is a huge bummer.
Presentado por Nitsa y el Park Council.
All right.
We're tapping out.
We did it.
We did it.
I do feel bad that it feels like we're going to end without saying goodbye to Steven just because he came all this
It
way.
does feel bad.
Yeah, is
It
he going to
feels
be okay
bad.
back there? I feel like
He's been back there a while.
You know, he's been back
I'm
there a
gonna-
while. You
I'm
didn't give
gonna-
him your keys to your car, did you, Rich?
No,
'Cause that-
I would.
Can he drive?
That's a terrible
No.
idea.
I'm gonna
You
check.
gotta-
I'm gonna check on Steven.
You're gonna go check on him?
Should I come with you? What's happening now? I guess I'll just stay here.
You host the show?
Find out.
Am I supposed to stay here?
Seth, backstage, you were telling me.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, what happened, George?
Steven wants to talk to you backstage.
He wants to talk to me backstage?
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Did he say why?
No, he said it was private.
Oh.
He said Rich would understand.
I think I know what this
I'm
is.
glad you're
Yeah.
I'm glad you're bringing the drink with you.
Well, it's empty. I didn't want to leave trash on the thing.
It's good seeing you.
It's good
Yeah, nice
seeing
meeting
you.
you.
Great seeing you.
Great seeing you,
again,
John.
Rich. Yes, of
Good to
course.
meet
Pleasure.
you,
Yeah,
Seth.
nice to meet you.
Yeah.
Well, no,
Love
Patrick.
Cliff.
Hey,
Genuinely.
Thanks so much.
Yeah.
Great to see.
Okay.
Thanks, everyone.
I think I'm such
Sorry, I have to leave early.
All right.
Seth,
now,
backstage
Steven,
before the.
Steven,
Oh, hold on.
Yeah?
this is what did you want to say to Rich?
Well, it's private.
All right. Well, I'll cover my ears.
Rich, I really want to go back out there.
Yeah, I know. I get the vibe.
It's just that I've been back here this whole time.
Yeah, I know.
I don't understand. Why don't you both go out at the same time? I don't get why. Like,
No.
it would please the crowd no end to see two roommates out there at the same time.
Hey, guys, do you need me to come back there and solve this problem?
John, go
You
check
know
in
what?
on him maybe.
I wouldn't mind it.
Jesus Christ.
See,
It's only
Steven-
because I'm such good friends with Rich.
Okay,
I'm
Steven
going to come
agrees.
back
Now,
there
Rich,
and
can you
help
just
you
agree to go out
solve
there
this
with Steven?
problem.
All right.
Wait.
I don't know.
It seems.
Why is it so important to you, George, that I go out with Steven?
I don't know. It just seems like you're the stumbling block in this. Steven is entirely agreeable to appear on stage at the same time as you.
Just fine. Give me a second.
Okay, all right. All right. Listen, you guys sort this out. I have a show to produce.
I'm sorry. You're producing?
What?
You're producing?
You don't credit me, but it's kind of like Body Heat, where I take my name off the show as producer, but I am still in charge of it, you know?
And much like Body Heat, you take your name off of GLTS After Dark because it's too sexy and you don't want to confuse people.
Did you know that story,
you know
Seth,
that?
about me?
No, I don't know this story.
Did you know
Lawrence
that?
Kasdan, after we started working with him, and he written like Empire and Raiders.
Just fine.
Hey,
I don't
Rich.
I don't understand why we have to be out at the same time.
Oh my God. Oh my goodness. Steven.
I don't know why that was
You
such
can
a
sit
hard
there.
deal. Why did I have to be back there so long?
Just
doesn't make
sit
any
down.
sense.
You're here. You're here.
It just makes no sense. It makes no sense.
Steven, you look incredible.
Thank you.
There's something with the lighting over here versus the
It's a
lighting over
different
there.
light.
I tried to tell him.
It's different light.
I don't want to be passive aggressive, but you have never looked this good.
Thank you. Thank you so much. It's been a hot second. I mean, I've been back there so sorry, George. No pickles, no nothing back there.
We got plenty of pickles out here, Steven, if you want some.
That's great. That's
Yeah.
great.
Thank you for bringing all the pickles, Stephen. You're
You're welcome, of course.
Hey, the attitude. It's okay. You don't have to be.
It feels like I was left behind.
I'm sorry. I wanted to come visit with my friends.
I understand.
Okay.
Rich.
Thank you. Yeah.
John came back to help negotiate this. What,
I know.
what happened to Jon Hamm?
I'll get him.
No, Steven, no. It's fine.
Fine.
It's not your fault. This is clearly, Rich has injected a note of, Rich, I think you really hurt John's feelings when you went back there and you were refusing to come out with Steven. And I think
Okay.
you just...
Just to clarify, who would you like to have go get John
We
now?
should have Steven and John come out and talk about this. Go get John, bring back Steven.
You want me to get John?
I want you to get John, and I want Steven to also come out. Steven,
I should go
do you want
help.
Steve?
should go
do you
help.
want-
He's my roomie. I have to. All right.
to
I'll
clarify,
go
okay.
help.
Steven's coming with me to get John.
I have to. It
don't
just
know.
feels like the
Or
thing.
do you want him to stay here?
I want Steven to stay.
All right, I'll stick around.
I just wanted to be
And
sure.
Sticking around.
Yeah.
Rich.
Yeah.
I just feel like.
Steven,
I'm sorry about this, Steven. Rich is clearly going through something.
I
that is
get
like,
it. Listen, I live with the guy. It's
Yeah.
rough.
Steven, I
What's-
don't know if this is going to sound weird, but I have to say this. It is astonishing how much you sound exactly the same as when you were out here before.
Well, yeah. Why wouldn't it?
This is very
It's like
obvious.
the same thing. I'm just
Obviously.
running around being me. Gosh. Right?
I mean, that's the reason why
Well,
you cast...
yeah, I'm gonna go out there. I'm here now.
Ham comes out
I don't know
like
what's-
ham.
hey, John.
Classic case of ham.
John,
Yeah.
what's going on with Landman?
No spoilers.
Maverick.
I'm so sorry. I just remembered. Seth, George, wasn't there a thing that the two of you wanted to talk about backstage and then re-enter looking exactly the same as you looked before? Wasn't there a quick conversation you wanted to have backstage?
With whom?
Just George and Seth.
Yes. That is a thing that we were going to do.
And then just come back and
Yeah.
be the same.
Yes.
Just one George, one Seth,
Uh-huh.
leaving.
If you
one
guys
George.
wanna
Want to have a
What's that coming back?
conversation
Yeah.
backstage?
Yes.
Go
Yeah.
ahead.
I think so.
It's fine. We can keep everybody entertained.
John, this is gonna sound weird,
Yeah.
It is astonishing how much you sound exactly the same
You look great, buddy.
as you did before.
Thanks.
You really do look great, John.
Thanks.
You've actually
Thanks, Steven.
never looked this good. Ever. I don't
Something-
know if it's the difference in lighting.
wonderfully, but the lighting over there is
The
weird.
lighting's incredible.
Say, Steven.
Yeah.
You mind grabbing some of those pickles? Shuttling one on down this way?
But it'd be my great pleasure.
Thanks. Thanks, buddy. Oh boy. Careful, Stephen. Careful. Wow.
It only felt fair. Someone out there should have a fresh pick.
Wow.
Wow.
All right, well, look at that. Now they're back. They're back. Right, they're back.
Exactly.
Well, they're back.
Wow.
I'll be honest. I thought that conversation was going to take a whole lot longer.
No, we did it pretty quick.
I'm a big fan, George.
Thank you.
I love your movies.
I wish you weren't such a fucking liar.
You lied about me.
No. You really sound like you.
Now, I'm sorry if it's just me, but I feel like I'd be remiss because Watto and Patrick, it feels like...
No, I think you're right. I think you're right, Stephen. I think you're right.
Oh, boy.
I think you're right. There was a conversation.
They did have.
This feels dangerous.
It feels like that what has to happen.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
I think you guys had something to talk about.
You just
This
had
feels
a pickle.
dangerous for me. But this feels dangerous.
All right.
Oh, boy.
That was really well noticed, Stephen.
Thanks, John. Man, I wish we would have had some time to hang out during the Madman times. That would have been fun.
Yeah, I'm actually okay with the fact that didn't happen.
I'll be honest, that's really hurtful.
Yeah. Well,
Doesn't feel like the kind of thing Jon fucking Hamm would say.
I'm just saying, I'm sorry, what I meant was, right, I forgot. Sometimes I lose sight of the image that I need to uphold.
Okay. Kind of leading with positivity.
Yeah,
is
you're
what
right. Yeah, I wish that too, Stephen.
Atta baby.
I was pretty busy, but it would have been nice to have you around.
I get it. You're busy. I get it.
Sorry, I'm just Googling facts about myself. Don't mind me, excuse me. But I was born May 14th, 1944 in Modesto.
They called it G-Day.
I did, G-Day. The thing is, the Mayan calendar ends in 2012. For thousands of years. Exactly. I do have a lot of ideas. I got a lot of ideas, and I'm willing to talk about them. Exactly. There's a lot going on in here, and I'll say them. And that's what I do, is I think and I say. And Steven Spielberg knows that, and that's why he says that about me behind my back. Anyway, I'm 5'6".
And the ratio of the shirt to the pants.
Yeah?
Go on.
What about it, Seth?
Something to see. You've never seen.
I feel
it's
bad.
like this much shirt and then this much pants.
Do you guys need a pickle?
Sure.
Okay.
My siblings are Wendy, Kathleen, and Anne. My children, Amanda, Jeff, and Katie. I'm worth $5.3 billion, according to this article on Celebrity Net Worth.
Those are always accurate.
Always accurate.
That's right.
All right. Careful of the pants.
George, I'm so sorry. We have to hard out. We have to end the show. We have to end the show. We have to end the show. George,
Yes.
we have a hard out.
We do?
We have to.
Okay.
Wow. We have to.
Okay.
And George, remember to ask the guests questions.
Okay.
We don't want them to feel left out.
Okay, I'll do that. So,
Watto looks like he's starring in a remake of Cruising.
George, I know this is out of character. We gotta end the show.
Hey, John.
Who the fuck are you talking to?
John,
Yeah, Patrick.
John, keeping up with the Joneses. Mm-hmm. Where do we think Mr. Jones, would be today in 2025?
Probably underrated. That's what I was gonna say.
I just watch some of these movies and I wonder, where would these characters be today? Like Seth. Ship captain from Shrek the Third.
Yeah.
Okay.
Where do you think he'd be in 2025?
Great question, Patrick. Great question. A fruitful line of questioning.
I guess on a ship?
Great answer,
Maybe.
Seth. Great answer.
I was involved in a high-speed car crash. It left me hospitalized. Near death. I became so stressed during the filming of Star Wars that I checked myself into a hospital with hypertension.
I
Silent killer.
I am nervous that George forgot how to end the show.
How do you end the show anyway?
Where's Rich?
Holy shit!
Oh no!
Oh my God! We're ending on a cliffhanger.
And that's our show, everybody. Thank you so much. I'm George Lucas. Thank you to my guests.
Oh boy.
Jon Hamm, Steve, Seth Rogen, Patrick, Watto, and Jon Hamm. Thank you all.
George Lucas Talk Show. Hello, everybody at home. I hope you're having a good time. Make some noise if you're having a good time. Welcome to Dynasty Typewriter. If you're not here, it's beautiful, wonderful, nearly 100-year-old theater for the George Lucas Talk Show. Let's see. Should we talk to some people? Everybody, who do you want to talk to in line? I'm gonna just like sort of pick somebody. Maybe somebody's walking in, somebody coming through. Let's see. Who wants to? Hello. How are you guys doing? How are you doing? What's your name?
Brent.
Brent. Nice to meet you. I'm JoJo. Nice to meet you. Is this your first time seeing the George Lucas Talk Show? How many times have you seen them?
No, I just went to the earlier show, and so that counts.
Okay, great. So you just saw them for the first time?
First time live.
Live, great.
Watched them for years on like the live streams. Yeah.
Okay, great. Amazing. What are you hoping is going to happen tonight?
I don't know. Like
Something weird.
something strange.
Something
strange. Yeah.
Something strange. I have a feeling that they're going to fulfill that for sure. Well, it's very nice to meet you. Have fun in there. Enjoy your popcorn. What are you?
Definitely like peanut M&Ms.
Peanut M&Ms. It's a very, very good choice. I really like the animal crackers. I think they're like very good. Okay, well, have a great time. Thanks for talking to us. Okay, great. All right, here we go. Over here. Hello. Hi. How are you, JoJo? Ben. This is Ben. Wonderful, Ben. Now, you've been here before.
I have, yeah, a number of times.
What are you hoping is going to happen tonight? I don't know.
Some Watto dancing, perhaps? Maybe
Watto dancing?
George dancing,
okay.
Stories about Star Wars.
I don't know if that's going to happen. I'm mostly joking.
Maybe some Indiana Jones then.
Oh, Indiana Jones
Or
dancing.
Red Tail stories.
Red Tail stories. Yes. I've never seen Red Tails.
You're missing out.
What? Can you give me a breakdown of what Red Tails? The story of Red Tails?
It's about pilots, and I don't want to say more than that. You need to I feel like you need to go see the movie, and you should be telling these fine folks.
Okay, everybody go see Red Tails, because if you love George,
Red Tails, you got to just see it at home at this point. It's not playing anywhere.
Yeah, it's not playing anywhere. Find Red Tails and watch it. Yeah.
Howard the Duck as well. Yeah.
Howard the Duck and Red Tails. These are things that I vaguely know about just because of Patrick. Yeah, great.
Is this for Patrick's use?
This is for Patrick's use.
Oh, God. Oh. It's being live streamed?
It's being live streamed.
God, these poor folks paid for a live stream to hear people talk about Patrick?
Oh, yeah, I know. It's a secondary thing that's happening. I know, for sure. Tell us what's your problem. Maybe. Okay.
He's definitely going to watch it, right?
Maybe at some point. Tell us, what's your biggest problem with Patrick?
I don't know. Where do you start? Patrick is the problem with Patrick, right?
Yeah.
We're kidding. Are we? We're kidding. Mostly.
I mean, I love him, but
yeah.
I know.
It was just his birthday.
It was just his birthday. That's true. And so now all of the posters are out of date. Because he's 33.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
He would love that I was telling everybody how old he is. 33 years old. Patrick is 33 years old.
Younger than he looks, so you should be shouting 33, right?
He should be celebrating that. Yeah. I'll make sure that he knows and that he definitely watches this. He's going to be stoked.
Yeah. All press is good press, right?
I think yes, absolutely. 100%. Okay, so let's go hopefully see them dancing tonight. Thanks, Ben. All right, here we go. Walking through. Posters. Baron and the Junk Dealer. We have this poster for $1. You're really missing out. This one's $1 because it's from 2023 when they went to Celebration. Posters. Also, Dynasty Typewriter has 100 different kinds of seasonings for your popcorn. You guys are really missing out. Caramel corn. Where do they get them? I don't know. Let's go. Okay, let's go into the theater. I'm so sorry. First, we're gonna knock people over. We're gonna knock people over, and then we're gonna go right into the theater, past the bathrooms. It's very exciting stuff, guys. Here we go. Hello. All right. Here we are in the theater. Oh no, and now I can hear myself, which is sort of jarring. Hi, everybody. How you doing? Yay! Welcome to the late. I did not know you guys were going to be able to hear me, but hi, I'm JoJo, and we are currently talking to the online audience, which is the only way that I can remember how to say that. To the live stream. So yay! Woo! Very, very exciting. How are you doing? Good? Wonderful. What kind of toppings did you get in your popcorn? Just goldfish and popcorn. I mean, salty on salty. Very, very good. Let's see. I'm very obsessed with the popcorn here, and that's why I keep asking everybody about their popcorn choices. Who else has got popcorn? Anybody want to tell me about their popcorn? Do you want to tell me about your popcorn?
Plain.
Plain! Okay, how many hands? How many people have plain popcorn? You, sir. Two! Two people. All in this corner. I don't know what's going on over here. Plain popcorn. Who had more than 3 toppings in their popcorn? Is this a stupid thing that I'm doing? Maybe, but I want to know. Nobody got 3 things in their popcorn. We got 0 and 1 so far. How are you doing? Nice glasses. You got the memo because it's the Late Show. What's your name?
Michelle.
Michelle. Hi, I'm JoJo. Nice to meet you. UV400. You're very protected.
Yeah.
Were you here for the show before? Or are you here just now?
No, I was here for the show before.
Fantastic. Can you tell anybody on the live stream anything, your particular favorite thing that you saw in the last show or story or anything like that?
There was a really funny story surrounding Post Malone that I'm not sure how I can repeat because the context of who told it is what makes it funny.
Yeah, Post Malone in the context of a Star Wars talk show with retired George Lucas is fantastic. So it looks like you guys are just going to have to watch it when it comes out, right? Fantastic. Great. Let's see. Anybody else who want to talk? Okay, let's go. We're going back here. We have someone to talk to. Oh, yes. So, speaking of live reads, hi, how are you?
Hey, JoJo, how are you?
I'm doing wonderful. Okay, introduce yourself to everybody and to our live online audience.
Hi, Livestream. I'm Matt Wilkie, and I'm producing and directing an upcoming show here at the Dynasty. This coming Sunday, we're doing The Muppet Script, which is a live reading. Yeah.
Woo!
It's a live stage reading and a live stream of the original Muppet movie, and we have some fantastic cast members. We're going to fully announce this tomorrow, but here's a little exclusive for you guys. We have our Kermit the Frog, and it's Mark Evan Jackson, who is, yes. We've got him, we've got Paul F. Tompkins, we've got Nina West, we've got David Desmalchian, we've got Bobby Moynihan. It's going to be a fantastic show.
Incredible. What a cast. Bobby and Nina, it's insane. I'm going to have to, rob somebody to get their ticket. It sounds like so much fun.
Absolutely. Yes.
Wonderful. Well, break all of the legs. Everybody here who doesn't have a ticket, try to get a ticket, and that'll be so much fun. Live reads, everything that you do at Dynasty is creativity first, and community is really great here, and it's a lot of fun. So, great. Let's go. Okay, now I'm getting signaled. We're walking back up to the front of the theater. Here we go. Walking up, walking. I'm walking. How? Okay. Am I going with you? I'm going. Okay, bye, everybody. Have so much fun. See you later. Patrick Cotner.
I swear this was not planned. I was trying to clean up the stage. How's this going?
Not good for you.
Yeah, I heard you were asking about popcorn a lot.
I was asking about popcorn a lot. Also, people have some real problems with you, but
Me?
Specifically, yes.
Okay, cool. Yeah. What were they? Okay, I'll watch it.
We'll fight him later. It'll be fine. He is gonna watch it later. At least I was honest with him, folks. Yep. Okay, there he goes. Any closing remarks? For me specifically, I think Patrick's a great guy. Little biased, but I think he's great. Also, this is gonna be a fun show. It's gonna be insane. Get your sunglasses out at home. Be part of the whole thing, just like immerse yourself as if you were here. Make some popcorn, put either no things in it or one thing, because that seems to be the vibe for the evening. Plain popcorn or a one thing popcorn. So that's basically it. So I'm JoJo. I'll just be signing off now. You guys have a great time. Patrick is a good guy.
Thanks so much for watching. I'm not going to be the one to be like, I'm a good guy, because I feel like that usually leads to people looking into things. You know what I mean? I'm fine, but I'm not going to be the one who's like, no, listen to me. Anyways, thank you for watching. Hoppin' Show. You think you know what's about to happen in this show? You have no fucking idea what's about to happen in this show. Yeah, sure. Yeah, a guy, I think it was Ish, came up to us at a show, and forgive me if I'm wrong. I'm so sorry. A lot. It's a lot. And it said, "I have something for you. Here you go." Didn't tell us what it is, and then I went home and started to unroll it, and it was a billboard from the Clone Wars movie. It's in Spanish. It's been in my closet all the rest of this time. I've had to vacuum seal it to put it into the closet because it takes up way too much space. Anyways, enjoy the show. It's gonna be fun.